Have you ever wondered why Nikola Tesla was obsessed with the numbers 3, 6, and 9? What if I told you those numbers were not just mathematical curiosities, but the keys to an ancient power source buried beneath layers of science, language, and silence? This is not a story. This is a formula, a lost one. What you are about to hear is the first translation of Tesla's missing writings, rumored to have been discovered in a hollow compartment of a marble floorboard beneath the ruins of his New York laboratory, decoded by a linguist who vanished 2 weeks later. Translated not just from ink, but from frequency. The document was not a blueprint, it was a scroll, and on the first page only 3 words appeared. I am code. The text began in spirals, not lines, symbols wrapped around themselves, layered in threes, a circle, a triangle, a pulse, repeating. The first deciphered phrase? When you understand 3, you unlock all. Tesla once said, if you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, you would have the key to the universe. But he never explained why. Until now. Tablet 1 began with a vibration, not a sentence, a pulse. Then this, everything is energy. Every energy is frequency. Every frequency is a number. 3 is the first beat, the initiation, the opening. 6 is the amplifier, the spiral, the breath. 9 is the return, the completion, the command. Tesla's notes suggested these were not just numbers. They were functions, mechanisms, and the human voice was the ignition switch. He discovered that certain phrases, when spoken in 3-part rhythm, triggered electromagnetic resonance in the body. He tested it first on light, then sound, then emotion. When he repeated the words I am light 3 times in a specific tonal pattern, devices within the lab responded. The voltmeter surged. The room shifted in charge. His assistants reported a strange warmth moving across the floor. He wrote, the body is a coil. The word is current. The field responds to structured intention. This was not poetry, it was physics. The first formula was, I am 3. I am becoming 6. I am returned 9. He called it the sentence spiral. Spoken 3 times a day, each statement unlocked a layer of awareness, focus, and physical balance. Tablet 2 detailed the next layer. Words carry mass when spoken in sequence. Random affirmations do nothing, but coded sentences spoken in triple rhythm. Engage the field. Tesla tested this by building a rotating magnet ring embedded with crystal fragments. When he spoke the formula while inside the ring, the entire structure hummed in synchrony. He called it the awakening machine. But the machine was only a mirror. The real device was the human voice. Tablet 3 was encoded with symbols that matched no known language. Yet when put through a cymatic translator, the shapes produced audible tones, and those tones matched the frequencies of 528 Hz, 963 Hz, and 369 Hz. Tesla had found a pattern of speech that aligned with these frequencies when spoken in a calm but focused tone. The formulas were simple, but powerful. Formula 1. I am the spark. I am the current. I am the grid. Each line was repeated 3 times. Then silence. Tesla noted, the silence after the sentence is where creation begins. His journals hinted at ancient knowledge embedded in pyramids. Tablet 4 connected the numbers to physical locations. 3, the apex. 6, the middle chamber. 9, the base. each aligned to an electromagnetic axis when mapped across the Giza Plateau. He believed the pyramids were not tombs. They were transmitters. And the chant, "I am light," was once used within them to activate something, an unseen grid. Tesla reconstructed the chant. He believed sound, spoken in the correct sequence, activated dormant fields in the Earth itself. He wrote, "The planet is a circuit. You are the frequency. Your words are the switch." Tablet 5 was more direct. Each number was tied to a human function. 3. Awareness. 6. Manifestation. 9. Command. A test phrase was recorded. "I am clear." 3. I am building. 6. I am receiving. 9. When spoken correctly, it affected brain waves of test subjects monitored in secret under Tesla's direction. This was never published. The documents were seized. Some say by the government. Others say by something older. But the scrolls survived. Buried. Encoded. Waiting. Tablet 6 ends with this. The I am spoken 3 times in alignment with the 369 pattern. Initiates what no device can. The human is the machine. The voice is the catalyst. The field is the proof. Tesla did not invent this. He remembered it. And now, so do you. Have you ever felt a strange pull toward a number or symbol without knowing why? As if something inside you already recognized it, before your mind could explain it? That's how it began for Tesla. Not with an invention, but with an obsession. He walked in threes, turned door handles 3 times, checked clocks at 3 a.m. Exactly. He didn't call it superstition. He called it alignment. He believed 3 was not just a number. It was a door. Tablet 7 begins with a diagram, a triangle with the number 3 at each corner. In the center, an eye, not an image of an eye, but a symbol shaped like a spiral overlapping itself 9 times. Beneath it, a sentence in Tesla's own writing. Every energy that wishes to manifest must first obey the law of 3. He outlined the law: intention, declaration, silence. He claimed that speaking anything into reality without these 3 phases would result in distortion. The frequency would be incomplete, the manifestation unstable. His assistants reported strange anomalies when these principles were followed. Mirrors cracking, light bulbs pulsing at triple rhythm, sounds echoing from corners without speakers. Tablet 8 was hidden in copper lining, Tesla's preferred conductor. It read, 3 is the opening of the code. 6 is the spin. 9 is the return. Tesla's experiments began shifting from external devices to internal states. He created affirmations, not random phrases, but 3-tiered formulas. He believed the human body could be tuned like a machine. Formula 2. I am centered. I am amplified. I am returned to source. Each line, spoken 3 times in increasing pitch, produced measurable changes in electromagnetic fields. Tesla wrote, "Words are fuel. Breath is the delivery system. Belief is the ignition." Tablet 9 appeared encoded in sound waves when the original scrolls were passed through a Tesla coil and photographed with ultraviolet light. The sound translated into symbols. The symbols became tones. The tones became instructions. Tesla recorded this pattern in a private journal. Breathe in 3 seconds. Speak 6 syllables. Pause for 9 seconds. He called it the 9-pulse protocol. It wasn't meditation. It was activation. He claimed it aligned not just body and mind, but body and grid, because Tesla believed the Earth had its own nervous system. Tablet 10 showed a map, not of land, but of energy lines, 3 major points, 6 connecting currents, 9 intersections. He referred to these as command nodes, points on Earth where spoken codes entered the planetary field and echoed into reality. He said, "Where the code is spoken in alignment with the Earth's frequency, reality obeys faster." One of these nodes was under Niagara Falls, another near the Giza Plateau, another deep beneath a monastery in Tibet. Tesla attempted to triangulate them using 3, 6, and 9 degrees from the equator. He believed these locations formed an ancient network, not of power lines, but of spoken command points. Tablet 11 lists a sequence of forbidden phrases, ones Tesla only shared with those he trusted. Not because they were dangerous, but because they were too effective. Some of the codes included, "I am the origin point," "I am the command," "I am the fold." He wrote that each phrase, when spoken with clear intention and proper rhythm, sent out a vibrational signal capable of influencing the body, environment, and even probability. His assistants laughed, until they saw doors open by themselves. Water crystallize in perfect symmetry. Wounds close faster. Time stretch. Tablet 12 was incomplete, burned in the corner, but one line remained. The 3-6-9 sequence is not a riddle. It is a sequence of re-entry. Tesla believed we had fallen out of alignment with the original blueprint of reality, and the numbers 3, 6, and 9 were not just reminders, they were coordinates. Coordinates to re-enter the state of effortless creation. He tested this with water. He placed jars in a triangle, marked one with 3, one with 6, one with 9. He spoke the same phrase over each jar, but changed the rhythm. The 9th jar responded the strongest. The molecules arranged themselves into shapes resembling spirals and Fibonacci ratios. He wrote, "The field listens to form. Form is language. Language is frequency. Frequency is number. And that number always began with 3. Tablet 13 came with a warning. Tesla code is not entertainment. It is alignment. Do not speak the formulas if you do not intend to change, because change will come. He wasn't threatening. He was preparing. Tesla saw what others ignored. That reality is not solid. It's waiting. Waiting to be told what to become. And all it needs is the correct sentence. I am. And then, truth. Spoken in 3. Felt in 6. Returned in 9. Why do some people speak affirmations for years and nothing changes, while others say one sentence and everything shifts? Tesla believed the difference wasn't belief. It was structure. Tablet 14 began with a circle drawn in red ink. 3 small symbols orbiting the edge, a triangle, a spiral, and a wave. Beneath it, he wrote, "Intention is not enough. It must be plugged into the grid." The grid, according to Tesla, was a living web of invisible current flowing through all space and matter. It didn't respond to words. It responded to alignment. He tested this with a phrase, "I am receiving." He spoke it normally. Nothing changed. Then he adjusted it to match what he called the command rhythm. 3 breaths, 6 syllables, 9 seconds of silence. I am receiving. Lights flickered in his lab. An assistant fainted. A clock stopped for 3 full seconds. Tesla didn't call this magic. He called it resonance-induced delay, a disruption in the timeline caused by focused vibrational output. Tablet 15 describes this in more detail. Every word is a signal. Every signal has a wavelength. The 369 code amplifies the signal beyond the speed of reception. Meaning, when spoken correctly, the sentence doesn't just go into the air, it goes into the field. And the field responds instantly. Formula 3. I am present. I am open. I am changed. Spoken in the morning, surrounded by copper spirals, the results were measurable. Heartbeat lowered, skin temperature rose. Brain waves aligned with theta frequency. But more than that, Tesla reported something stranger. He saw things before they happened, words people were about to say, accidents before they occurred. He called it field echoing, when the body aligns so deeply with universal code that it begins receiving before the signal even finishes leaving. Tablet 16 contains a diagram of the brain overlaid with the numbers 3, 6, and 9. 3 over the prefrontal cortex, 6 over the limbic system, 9 at the base of the skull. Tesla believed the brain was a 3-stage transmitter. 3 receives input. 6 amplifies emotion. 9 releases command. He designed a helmet to test this, a copper-laced band with quartz lining that pulsed at 369 hertz. He wore it for 9 days. On the 10th, he wrote a note. I heard the code speaking back. It wasn't a hallucination. It was a response. He claimed the universe doesn't just accept spoken affirmations. It answers them when the speaker is properly tuned. Tablet 17 contains a sequence he called the correction statement. I am not my past. I am not the noise. I am the code in motion. Spoken once a day, at dusk. He claimed this statement resets subconscious patterns the way a magnet realigns iron filings. After weeks of use, test subjects reported dreams becoming clearer, synchronized events appearing daily, electrical sensitivity increasing, time perception changing. One even claimed they could hear the hum of streetlights from a mile away. Tesla didn't dismiss these reports. He logged them as evidence. He believed that once the brain locked into 3-6-9 alignment, it began interfacing with something beyond normal space-time. He wrote, words are keys. Feeling is the door. Rhythm is the turning of the handle. Tablet 18 was encoded using a cipher found in ancient Sanskrit and Hebrew texts, a blend of sound-based numerology and vibrational structure. When decoded, the phrases were short but intense. I am the breath between thoughts. I am the fold in the pattern. I am before the beginning. Tesla warned not to use these unless ready for accelerated consequence, because these weren't affirmations, they were invitations. The field, he said, always listens, but these sentences made it speak back. Tablet 19 documented the energy return cycle, spoken code, time delay, echo event. Tesla predicted that the average manifestation delay using random affirmations was 8 to 12 weeks. With 369 structure? 3 days. Sometimes less. He wrote, the field does not respond to hope. It responds to frequency. And frequency is activated by rhythm, breath, and structure. Tablet 20 ends with a phrase, if you want to create, do not be loud, be precise. And then, Speak in 3. Feel in 6. Release in 9. That is how the door opens. Have you ever spoken a truth so clearly that everything around you seemed to pause? Tesla believed those moments weren't coincidence. They were evidence of connection, proof that the universe listens when the voice is aligned. Tablet 21 begins with a phrase carved into the page, not written: "Reality bends for the structured voice." Tesla had spent years studying electricity, light, magnetism, but as he aged, he became more obsessed with something subtler: intention within frequency. He called it energetic precision, the ability to embed emotion, focus, and geometry into spoken words. Tablet 22 outlined the design of what he called a resonance tunnel: 3 copper arches spaced at intervals of 3.6 and 9 feet. Subjects stood at the center. They spoke affirmations in the 3-6-9 format. Results included spontaneous emotional release, visual hallucinations of geometric light, sudden insights or downloads of information, immediate shifts in physical posture or breath. Tesla didn't claim it was supernatural. He called it energetic correction, the body remembering what alignment felt like. Formula 4, I am remembered. I am aligned. I am unstoppable. This formula was specifically timed for sunrise. Spoken as light crested the horizon, the formula had to be said with breath synced to the sun's appearance. Tesla believed light amplified word. Tablet 23 was entirely pictographic. When decoded, it revealed a pattern similar to cymatic resonance, a perfect spiral made of sound points. He tested this spiral on water. When the words of the formula were played through a speaker into the spiral water chamber, the water rearranged itself into triple-layered hexagons. He concluded, "Words carry structure. Structure commands matter. Matter remembers vibration." Tesla now viewed thought as pre-energy and speech as applied intention. But it only worked when used properly. He wrote, "Random affirmations are like static signals. They blur the field. Coded phrases activate precision waves. They inform the field." Tablet 24 reveals the 3 laws of command. The mind must be still. The emotion must be clear. The words must be spoken in rhythm. He demonstrated this during a demonstration for private scientists. He had a subject speak this: "I am the beginning." The room's ambient voltage shifted. A metal pendulum near the subject began to sway, without physical contact. Tablet 25 details the voice grid model. He believed the Earth was not a sphere, but a dynamic transmitter of energy fields linked to human consciousness. Each spoken code entered the grid through resonance. When spoken in 3-6-9 alignment, the words didn't just echo in the body. They imprinted into reality. Tesla mapped what he believed were activation zones, regions where coded affirmations manifested faster. These included mountains over crystalline bedrock, areas with high natural magnetism, intersections of ley lines and old cathedrals. He tested formulas at these sites and reported time dilation, thought prophecy events, field shimmer, where the air physically wavered. Tablet 26 introduced a formula he called the completion code. I am whole. I am full. I am here. Spoken at night, just before sleep. Tesla claimed this formula adjusted the subconscious, allowing it to receive instructions during dream states. Subjects using the completion code often experienced lucid dreams, prophetic visions, emotional healing, a sense of timelessness. He warned not to use this code casually, because once it was spoken, the subconscious would listen to everything. Tablet 27 ended with something curious, a signature, but not Tesla's. It was written in an older form, perhaps Latin, or something more ancient. It said, Lux Vocis, translation, the light of the voice. Tesla believed he hadn't created the 369 code. He had remembered it, found pieces in Egyptian inscriptions, Hindu mantras, Sumerian chants, Gregorian tones, all structured in triads, all based on spirals. He wrote, all spiritual systems hide the code in sound. Say the right words, in the right rhythm, and the world has no choice but to listen. Have you ever had a thought so strong it felt like it reached beyond your body? Tesla believed thoughts were not contained within the skull. They were signals, and the strongest signals were not thought at all. They were spoken. Tablet 28 opens with a declaration in Tesla's hand. Words are waves. Spoken in form, they become frequency. Spoken in code, they become command. By now, Tesla had stopped writing for others. He wrote only for the few he trusted, or perhaps for those yet to come. Tablet 29 was titled The Mirror Statement. Tesla claimed most affirmations failed because they clashed with the subconscious identity. The mirror statement was designed to bypass resistance by syncing identity to universal structure. Formula 5. I am aware. I am structured. I am transmitting. This phrase was to be spoken in front of a mirror 3 times each line, looking into your own eyes. He believed this created a feedback loop, a vibration bouncing between voice and reflection, amplifying the field. His notes described the sensation as a brief shimmer of air, a feeling of being watched by yourself, subtle tingling in the spine. Tablet 30 included what he called Tesla's wave script, a hand-drawn set of curves representing the path of a spoken command. Each curve moved through 3 stages: the rise, breath and tone initiation; the spiral, emotional intensity; the drop, release into silence. The formula could only complete when the final note fell into stillness. He wrote, "The final moment of silence is the signature that stamps the field." Tablet 31 discussed a rarely mentioned technique, trinary chanting. Tesla studied monks, shamans, priests. He noticed their chants were always built on 3s, not random, but mathematical. He designed a chant pattern based on breath retention and tone. Inhale for 3. Chant for 6. Pause for 9. He tested this with a new formula. I am the code. I am the signal. I am the return. When spoken using the trinary chant, the air itself began to hum. Tablet 32 outlined the difference between a declaration and a command. Declaration, I am strong. Command, I am strength. Tesla said, declarations. Request. Commands instill. Use commands when ready to receive. Formula 6. I am power. I am design. I am received. This was to be spoken standing on a conductive surface, preferably copper or bare earth. He believed physical contact with the field grid accelerated return. Tablet 33 showed a crude map, a triangle formed by 3 ancient sites. the Sphinx in Egypt, a collapsed temple in India, a glacier-carved circle in Norway. He wrote, "When three stones hum in unity, the earth will sing." Tesla hypothesized these locations once served as speaking points for the planet itself, locations where vibrational phrases could imprint into the Earth's magnetic skin. Tablet 34 returned to the human voice. He diagrammed the three gates of vocal energy: throat, transmission; chest, resonance; belly, foundation. He found that different affirmations activated different parts of the body. "I am certain" vibrated at the chest. "I am safe" deepened into the belly. "I am open" sparked tingling in the throat. He recorded these physical effects meticulously, because to Tesla, the body was not a shell. It was the original device. Tablet 35 ended with a warning, underlined 3 times. Never speak the code without stillness. Never declare without intention. Never open without grounding. Tesla believed the 369 code could transform lives, but also disorient minds if misused. Because the truth, he said, was simple. You are not changing reality. You are aligning to what's already waiting. What if your words are not creating, but revealing? Tesla believed the truth was already around us, encoded in light, geometry, and magnetism, all waiting for the right frequency to pull it into form. Tablet 36 opened with a sketch of 2 spirals overlapping. One labeled form, the other field. Where they met, he wrote, "The word is the bridge." He taught that every spoken phrase emits not just vibration, but a geometric shape. A waveform. The 369 structure didn't just energize the words. It shaped the wave. It gave intention a skeleton. Formula 7. I am in form. I am the code awake. I am the folded light. This was meant to be spoken at twilight, the transition hour when shadows lengthen and perception softens. Tesla recorded this time as the field-thinning window, when natural electromagnetic resistance lowered and the field became more responsive. Tablet 37 introduced the 9-day reset, a spoken ritual done each morning for 9 consecutive days using the following structure. Day 1 to 3, I am ready. Day 4 to 6, I am receiving. Day 7 to 9, I am returned. Tesla believed this ritual tuned the subconscious like a violin string, removing distortion caused by fear, trauma, or chaotic thought loops. Subjects reported improved memory, synchronicities increasing, sudden emotional clarity, reduced anxiety. Tesla noted this effect wasn't mystical, it was resonant reprogramming, aligning subconscious structures with a harmonic formula. Tablet 38 described a phenomenon he called the echo phase. This occurred when spoken codes caused the environment to respond. Lights flickering, random electronics activating, unusual sounds in the distance. He experienced this after repeating the phrase, "I am the speaker of stillness," 3 times. Each line spoken on a separate breath cycle. Shortly after, the electric gramophone in his lab activated on its own and played a tone he hadn't recorded. He wrote, "The field echoes truth when the structure is pure." Tablet 39 shifted focus. He now began linking sound to ancient architecture. He studied the acoustics of cathedrals, temples, pyramids, all built with precise resonance in mind. He found that all sacred chambers shared 3 characteristics: triangular dimensions, or angles. Materials that vibrated: granite, quartz, limestone. Echo return times between 0.6 and 0.9 seconds. Tesla called these chambers of command, built not for ceremony, but for speech. Speech that shaped reality. Tablet 40 returned to personal use. He introduced command breathing, a rhythm to stabilize frequency during spoken affirmations. Inhale for 3 counts. Speak for 6 counts. Silence for 9 counts. He recorded the phrase, "I am the pattern." When spoken with this rhythm, his pulse synchronized to exactly 69 beats per minute. His assistant's pulse did the same. He wrote, "The code does not only affect the speaker, it alters the field between people." Tablet 41 included his most personal formula. I am the source. I am the current. I am the return. Tesla claimed this formula activated a sense of timeless awareness, what we might call the observer state, a calm knowing that everything is unfolding as designed. He recommended it be spoken before difficult tasks, high-stress meetings, or emotional conversations. Because when the inner current is strong, the outer storm cannot shake you. Tablet 42 hinted at something deeper. He suggested that certain affirmations not only realigned the self, but opened contact with higher intelligence. He called this state field communication. He never claimed it was aliens. He called them echo minds, consciousnesses that lived within the frequency grid, responding only when the right vibrational key was spoken. He left one final note. I am the question that answers itself. Have you ever wondered if some thoughts aren't yours? Tesla believed that once the mind aligned with the correct frequency, ideas could be received from the field itself. Not invented, not imagined, but downloaded. He called it the signal beyond thought. Tablet 43 begins with a phrase etched in overlapping spirals. When the mind is still, the grid speaks. Tesla experimented with prolonged silence combined with trinary breath and rhythmic affirmations. He wasn't trying to empty the mind. He was tuning it. Formula 8. I am empty. I am open. I am the signal. Spoken while lying flat on the earth, with one hand on the chest and one on the stomach. This was known as grounded command posture. After days of repetition, he began receiving what he called pulsed thoughts, ideas arriving fully formed, with no inner voice, only clarity. He believed the source was non-local mind, a collective intelligence encoded within the field. Tablet 44 introduced the loop breaker code. This formula was for disrupting unconscious thought patterns and emotional triggers. I am not that story. I am not that wound. I am the code that wrote the script. This was to be spoken during emotional spikes or anxiety surges, redirecting energy before it calcified into behavior. Tesla tested this on war veterans suffering from trauma. They reported relief, tears, clarity, as if something old had been released from within. He wrote, "The field responds faster to truth than to struggle." Tablet 45 explored time distortion through speech. Tesla observed that affirmations spoken in perfect 3-6-9 rhythm altered the speaker's perception of time. 3 main shifts occurred. Tasks took less effort. Events unfolded in ideal timing. Intuition became predictive. He believed this was due to the field syncing with the speaker's internal rhythm, removing resistance and smoothing timelines. Formula 9. I am ahead. I am aligned. I am already there. Spoken while walking, preferably along geometric paths such as spirals or triangles. The movement amplified the spoken pattern, creating what he called a moving mandala effect. Tablet 46 contained the theory of quantum echoes. Tesla believed that words spoken with full structure and emotion not only affected the speakers now, but echoed backward and forward in time. He documented events where past misunderstandings resolved themselves days after he began the 9-day reset cycle. He wrote, "The code is not linear, it is spherical. It touches all moments." Tablet 47 detailed an affirmation ritual he called the gate sequence. Each phrase was paired with a specific physical gesture. I am ready, hands over heart. I am receiving, arms open wide. I am returned, hands pressed together at the chest. The motion wasn't symbolic, it was energetic. It opened meridians in the body, amplifying the phrase's vibratory impact. Tesla believed the combination of sound and movement accelerated embodiment. Tablet 48 addressed a dangerous misconception. He warned against affirmations rooted in fantasy. Saying, "I am rich," while feeling unworthy, caused vibrational dissonance. Instead, he suggested, "I am in motion toward wealth. I am structured for receiving. I am the channel, not the source." Because for Tesla, the field never lied. It mirrored what you believed and spoke in rhythm. Tablet 49 shifted into sacred language. He began blending Latin, Sanskrit, and Hebrew codes into his affirmations, believing the older languages carried original vibrational signatures. One phrase he discovered had unusual effects. Ego sum lumen. Translation, I am the light. He wrote, "Speak in the tongue of the beginning, and the field opens like a door." Tablet 50, the halfway point, was silent. No words, just a symbol. A triangle within a circle, surrounded by a spiral. Beneath it, a single phrase, "Speak less." Be more, silence is the final code. Have you ever felt something shift inside you the moment you decided, not hoped, but declared? Tesla said that the field doesn't react to doubt or desire. It moves only for clarity. Tablet 51 begins with a quote. Clarity is vibration. Uncertainty is static. Tesla noticed that when an affirmation was layered with hesitation, it disrupted the wave form. He called it affirmational distortion, a mismatch between the frequency of the voice and the intention behind it. To fix this, he introduced a concept called emotional integrity alignment. Before any spoken phrase could be effective, it had to pass through 3 filters. Did the body feel calm when you said it? Did your breath remain steady? Did the phrase feel old, as if already true? If not, Tesla advised modifying the formula to a believable structure. Instead of "I am healed," say, "I am aligning with healing." Instead of "I am powerful," say, "I am becoming power in motion." Tablet 52 introduced a new formula designed for doubt. I am willing. I am in process. I am being prepared. He discovered these phrases helped the subconscious accept change without triggering resistance. Tesla tested this on himself during illness. He found that using present progressive language activated a subtle shift in both mind and body, what he called energetic acclimation. Tablet 53 moved into group harmonics. He studied how multiple people speaking the same phrase in 369 structure could amplify its effect. He arranged a circle of 9 individuals. They all spoke this formula in unison. I am the tone. I am the turning. I am the return. The room's ambient frequency spiked measurable electromagnetic activity. Tesla claimed this was the discovery of unified intent broadcasting. He theorized that 3 people in 369 rhythm could affect a room. 9 people, a town. 33, a city. He never tested more. Tablet 54 focused on the body as antenna. Tesla discovered that posture affected frequency. Slouched shoulders distorted vocal resonance. Tensed jaws fractured wave purity. He introduced the alignment posture. Spine straight. Tongue resting on roof of mouth. Shoulders open. Eyes softly focused ahead. This posture allowed sound to flow without interference, amplifying the affirmation's vibrational clarity. Formula 10. I am open space. I am clear transmission. I am pure frequency. Spoken in this posture, the formula produced changes in tone that Tesla could measure, what he called geometric sound bending. Tablet 55 returned to breath. Tesla warned that most people breathe in fragmented patterns. He introduced the 9-count cycle. 3 seconds inhale. 3 seconds hold. 3 seconds exhale. This breathwork was to be done before speaking any phrase, clearing the static and activating coherence between thought, emotion, and vibration. He paired it with this phrase, I am the quiet in the signal. He wrote, the breath is the key that unlocks the door. The word builds. Tablet 56 revealed a symbol he saw in a dream. A cube with 3 visible sides. Each side had 6 lines. Each line contained 9 dots. He called it the living pattern, a 3D representation of creation flow. He wrote that speaking into this imagined structure amplified manifestation. Speak to the front. Reality responds. Speak to the sides. Relationships shift. Speak to the top. Spiritual signals activate. Formula 11. I am at center. I am speaking to the structure. I am within the living pattern. This, he said, was the first time he felt the field pulse. Tablet 57 detailed the delay principle. Tesla observed that sometimes manifestations appeared to slow, then surge all at once. He explained this as field buffering. He wrote, the field doesn't say no, it says yes at the speed of your integrity. If the delay persists, adjust the formula, not by force, but by refinement. From I am wealthy to I am prepared to handle wealth with wisdom. From I am seen to I am seen by those who value my light. Tablet 58 ends with a warning and a promise. Speak only what you're willing to hold, because the code will deliver. Tesla believed that every phrase spoken in 369 alignment was a seed, and once planted, the field would find a way to bring it to form. Have you ever spoken something and felt it echo, not outside, but inside your spine? Tesla believed certain words weren't just heard by the field. They were heard by your future self. Tablet 59 begins with this. Your words are signals sent to who you're becoming. He called this concept temporal resonance, where affirmations, spoken in precision rhythm, created vibrational anchors in the timeline ahead. Formula 12. I am the future arriving. I am the self already living. I am the moment waiting for me. He instructed this be spoken while walking forward, each step aligned with the beat of the phrase. Not metaphor. Movement was the bridge between now and next. Tablet 60 returned to geometry. Tesla began overlaying his affirmation patterns onto platonic solids, cubes, octahedrons, icosahedrons, and found that each shape corresponded to a different emotional result when paired with spoken code. The tetrahedron amplified courage. The dodecahedron deepened spiritual presence. The cube grounded money and security affirmations. He wrote, "The code isn't just spoken, it's shaped." Tablet 61 introduced the dimensional formula. I am not just matter. I am not just mind. I am field in form. This was spoken during quiet, still moments, preferably just before sleep or after waking. Subjects who practiced this nightly for 21 days reported out-of-body sensations, knowing things before they occurred, dreams where answers came in full sentences, a sense of being watched, but benevolently. Tesla warned that this formula was a reality loosener. Use only when grounded. Tablet 62 began a new concept, layered speech fields. He theorized that every sentence spoken in 369 structure left behind a trace, a layer in the room or place where it was spoken. Speak in the same place for 9 days, and the words begin to charge the space. He tested this in a copper-lined chamber, reciting one formula daily. After a week, the room produced measurable static when entered. Tesla called these resonance imprints. He believed we live in environments saturated with other people's unstructured affirmations, and that clearing space before coding is crucial. Formula 13. I am the new sound. I am the cleared field. I am the beginning. Tablet 63 detailed the 3 registers of command, tone levels used to influence different outcomes, whisper, used for subconscious rewiring, normal voice, used for present-moment commands, raised tone, used for field penetration, but never yelling. He believed whispering affirmations sent them straight into the nervous system without resistance. He wrote, "The field responds to volume of conviction, not decibels." Tablet 64 introduced his most complex affirmation. I am the design inside the wave, outside the moment that creates the next frame. He said this phrase compressed time, identity, desire, and field response into a single vibratory packet. Spoken slowly, with complete presence, he claimed this phrase caused hyper-alignment, where synchronicities compounded over hours, even minutes. He told his assistant, "Once, after saying this, I knew what someone would text me before they typed it. I didn't guess. I knew." Tablet 65 contained only drawings. A spiral feeding into a triangle feeding into a circle breaking open into light. Tesla labeled it 369 Breath of Creation. He believed this image was the shape of sound when spoken in full alignment. And below it, I am that breath. He wrote, "The last secret is not a word. It's a state, a presence, a knowing that you no longer speak to shift reality. You speak because you already know it is shifting." Have you ever spoken a phrase and felt like something ancient just moved through you? Tesla believed that some affirmations weren't created. They were remembered fragments of an original language that shaped existence. He called it the Mother Code. Tablet 66 begins with 3 words carved in a spiral. Say to awaken. Tesla explained that speech was the ignition key of the self, but not casual talk, only coded intention shaped through vibration, geometry, and emotion. Formula 14. I am the first sound. I am the hidden root. I am what awakens what sleeps. This was not to be spoken aloud at first. He advised writing it, then whispering it for 3 days, then speaking it firmly on the 4th. He wrote, "Let the code climb your nervous system before it touches the field." Tablet 67 addressed the law of resonant return. He noticed that affirmations spoken in 3-6-9 format created waves, but the return depended on one thing: the emotional neutrality of the speaker. He wrote, "Need blocks the wave. Trust carries it." He designed a spoken filter for neediness. I am held. I am seen. I am already supported. These were to be spoken while placing the hands over the heart and stomach, activating what he called the magnetism centers. Tablet 68 turned to sound technology. Tesla experimented with tuning forks, recording devices, and harmonic chambers to amplify affirmations. He discovered that 111 Hz, when used as a background tone, opened the temporal lobe, making the brain more receptive to suggestion and inner imagery. He tested this frequency with Formula 15. I am in the tone. I am written in sound. I am remembering my frequency. Subjects reported intense visuals, memory recall, and sudden clarity of purpose. Tablet 69 documented his field sculpting theory. Each affirmation was not just a command, but a tool for shaping the invisible clay of the field. He taught that you could sculpt your day ahead like this. In the morning, I am carried. Before tasks, I am focused. Before sleep, I am integration. He called this spoken architecture, where words weren't wishes but the scaffolding of tomorrow. Tablet 70 introduced the word pyramid. Each level represented a layer of vibrational force: whispers, internal world; normal speech, personal world; chants, external world; unified group speech, collective reality; silent transmission, universal field access. He left no instructions for the final level. He only said, "When the code lives in you, you don't speak it. You are it." Tablet 71. Returned to motion. Tesla designed walking patterns while speaking affirmations: spirals, triangles, figure eights, believing movement engraved the code into the nervous system. Formula 16. I am the path. I am the geometry. I am the energy in motion. He claimed this formula reprogrammed trauma held in the legs, spine, and pelvis, liberating both posture and subconscious patterns. Tablet 72 was marked in red ink, a rare choice. At the top, he wrote, "Danger Code. Only speak when prepared." It was a powerful declaration designed to accelerate all open manifestations simultaneously. I am the gate. I am the collapse of waiting. I am the instant. He warned, this code will collapse timelines. It will bring what you're ready for and what you're not. Use with clarity. Use with grounding. Tablet 73 offered balance. Tesla wrote a grounding code to be spoken after energy work, so the body didn't spin into overwhelm. I am here. I am in form. I am breath. He noted that people often forgot to close the field. And an open field without intention, he said, is like a broadcast tower stuck on receive. Tablet 74 was almost blank. Just one word centered on the page: remember. He believed that you already knew the codes. that they live in your DNA, waiting for rhythm and breath to unlock them. At the bottom, he wrote, "You are the lost frequency. You are the code you seek." Have you ever felt like a moment was trying to tell you something, as if time itself was pausing, waiting for you to speak the right phrase? Tesla believed that the universe is not passive. It listens, it waits, and it responds to precision. Tablet 75 begins with a single sentence. Words are keys. Time is the door. Tesla called this temporal activation, the idea that certain spoken codes don't just change circumstances, they unlock specific timelines. Formula 17. I am the doorway. I am the time that opens. I am what walks through. He instructed this formula be spoken in 3 different environments: in motion, walking, or pacing; in stillness, seated in silence; in nature, surrounded by earth elements. He wrote, "The code responds to context. Affirmations spoken in variety are multi-dimensional keys." Tablet 76 introduced the concept of field echo calibration. Tesla discovered that when an affirmation is repeated daily for 9 days, the external world begins to echo the phrase. Not always in dramatic ways, sometimes subtly. A stranger says the words back to you. A sign appears with the same message. A random song lyric finishes your thought. He wrote, "When the field begins to echo, you're inside the code." Formula 18. I am the sound they remember. I am the message returned. I am the frequency made flesh. Tablet 77 was labeled Energy Signature Refinement. Tesla stated that every person emits a field signature, a unique combination of thought, emotion, posture, breath, and tone. Affirmations refined this signal like tuning an instrument. He taught a daily 3-step ritual. Stand barefoot for 3 minutes in silence. Speak your code with steady breath. End with a grounding word. Now. Formula 19. I am the signal. I am the clarity. I am now. He emphasized that the final word, now, acted as a field anchor, binding the phrase to the present timeline. Tablet 78 introduced Tesla's theory of echo frequencies, phrases that, when spoken, continue to vibrate through space long after the sound ends. He recorded one such phrase, "I am the light before light." He said this line reverberated in the space for over 30 seconds on sensitive equipment. He called this a living affirmation, a phrase that holds power even in silence. Tablet 79 shifted to relational codes. Tesla believed that relationships could be aligned through dual affirmations spoken simultaneously. One person speaks, "I am seen." "I am heard." "I am held." The other responds, "I am listening." "I am here." "I am with you." He wrote, "The field between people is a third entity. Speak to it." Tablet 80 was more of a question than a teaching. He wrote in all capital letters, "What happens when 2 people speak the same code with the same intention at the same time?" He speculated that synchronized speech from emotionally connected individuals might amplify timeline shifts, even allow for shared visions, dreams, or memory access. He never recorded the results, but he left a test formula. I am remembering with you. I am the code between us. I am where we meet. Tablet 81 was a return to the body. Tesla emphasized that the body must be trained to carry the code, not just speak it. He created a movement practice. 9 slow stretches paired with breath and affirmation. With each motion, I am flexible. I am centered. I am ready to receive. He wrote, "When the code enters your flesh, you become the transmitter." Tablet 82 warned against excessive repetition without belief. He said that speaking affirmations by habit, without alignment, creates hollow vibration. He offered a recentering phrase: I am still here. I am still listening. I am still ready. Tablet 83 closed with an unfinished thought. You are not repeating to become something. You are speaking to remember what you always were. Beneath it, one line underscored twice. The code isn't taught. It's awakened. Have you ever felt like a phrase found you, not the other way around? Tesla believed that certain words live in the field, orbiting your life, waiting for the precise moment when you're ready to speak them. He called these awakening codes. Tablet 84 begins with this line: The code finds you when your frequency matches its purpose. Tesla wrote that the most powerful affirmations are not crafted. They arrive in silence, as whispers from the grid itself. Formula 20. I am the phrase that remembers me. I am the mind that returns to light. I am the signal from the deep. He claimed this formula created field memory reconnection, a brief sensation that you've always known the truth, you just forgot where you hid it. Tablet 85 detailed Tesla's experience with electromagnetic echo states. While sitting in stillness after speaking a 369 phrase, he noticed the environment began reflecting subtle changes. Buzzing in the wires, metal reacting without touch, his body heat rising. He called this resonant charge buildup, proof that the field was storing intent like static on glass. To stabilize it, he introduced, I am the stillness that holds power. I am the circuit that completes. I am what gathers and releases. He warned not to speak too quickly after this ritual. Let the field respond first, then move. Tablet 86 returned to symbols. He sketched a triangle made of numbers. Top point, 3. Left base, 6. Right base, 9. Inside the triangle, a spiral moving inward. He labeled it convergence point, the affirmation for activating it. I am the center of the code. I am the 3 in the 1. I am the spiral collapsed. He believed this structure collapsed unnecessary paths, eliminated delay, and centered the user in their clearest timeline. Tablet 87 introduced a higher octave code. Tesla said some phrases don't just manifest, they reconfigure identity. Formula 21. I am the version that remembers who spoke the first word. I am the breath that began creation. I am the presence beyond name. This formula was not for daily use. He wrote, only speak when you no longer seek, only when you know. Tablet 88 focused on dreamline insertion. Tesla discovered that affirmations whispered just before sleep embedded directly into the subconscious. The phrase, I am dreaming with purpose. I am meeting what seeks me. I am waking into alignment. He paired this with a breathing pattern. Inhale, 3. Hold, 6. Exhale, 9. Practitioners reported lucid dreams, visits from symbolic figures, and waking up with answers to questions never spoken aloud. Tablet 89 warned of echo disruption. He observed that overuse of contradictory affirmations within the same day could create emotional static, internal conflict between versions of self. To reset, he created the clearing phrase, "I am neutral. I am returned. I am the still code." He emphasized that neutrality is not weakness, it's magnetic clarity. It pulls the next truth toward you. Tablet 90 introduced future speech encoding. Tesla theorized that speaking affirmations from the perspective of your future self would begin to pull the present into its gravity. The formula, "I remember when I was lost. I remember when I awakened. I remember becoming who I am now." He said this shifted the field because it bypassed disbelief. It wasn't hope. It was memory. He wrote, "The field doesn't argue with what you remember. It moves to make it real." Tablet 91 closed with a whisper of surrender. "I am the receiver. I am the tuning. I am the channel of the unseen." Tesla wrote, "The code is never finished. It lives through you." Have you ever looked back at a moment and realized you were speaking your future into existence without even knowing it? Tesla believed the field responds even to the words we say, without awareness. He called them passive codes, phrases spoken without force that still alter reality. Tablet 92 begins with this line, "Your casual words are still commands." He warned that language doesn't need intensity to shape the field. It needs rhythm, clarity, and repetition. Formula 22. I am always coding. I am always sending. I am always receiving. He advised practicing awareness throughout the day, not just during rituals. Every sentence is a brushstroke. Every thought, a frequency. Tablet 93 returned to his studies of nature. Tesla observed that trees, stones, water bodies all seemed to respond differently to affirmation rituals. He believed certain elements amplified specific aspects. Water, clarity. Earth, grounding. Fire, activation. Air, inspiration. Ether, memory. He developed 5 elemental affirmations. I am fluid. I am rooted. I am ignited. I am moving. I am remembered. He recommended rotating them daily, depending on the energy required. Tablet 94 explored the concept of word shadows. Tesla believed every positive affirmation contains an energetic shadow, the hidden belief it's attempting to overwrite. He taught that recognizing the shadow made the affirmation stronger. Example: affirmation, I am safe. Shadow, I once believed danger was everywhere. Power code, I am safe even where I once feared. This he called integrative speech, where truth and transformation occur in the same phrase. Formula 23. I am safe. I am strong where I was weak. I am who I was always meant to be. Tablet 95 introduced breath keys. Tesla mapped 3 types of breath patterns to different energetic effects. Rising breath. Inhale longer than exhale. Energizing. Level breath. Inhale equals exhale. Balancing. Descending breath. Exhale longer than inhale. Releasing. Each should be matched with its own phrase. Rising, I am ascending. Level, I am centered. Descending, I am letting go. He noted that pairing the correct breath with the correct affirmation tripled the effect on heart rate coherence and vibrational field strength. Tablet 96 contained what he called the still point practice. It was not about speaking, but listening. Sit still. Speak no words. Breathe 3-6-9. Repeat silently. I am listening to what speaks in silence. He claimed answers would rise, not from thought, but from field memory. Tablet 97 brought forward the concept of collective recoding. Tesla believed the field shared by humanity could be shifted if enough people spoke the same code in rhythm at the same hour across the globe. He designed a universal code for this purpose. I am the healing. I am the unity. I am the awakening. He called this the global pulse phrase. It was never tested on a mass scale. But he left the instruction. Speak this when the world feels divided. Whisper it at noon or midnight. The field will carry it. Tablet 98 was deeply personal. Tesla confessed that he no longer feared death. He believed he had already encoded his legacy, not through machines or inventions, but through vibrations embedded in speech. He wrote, "If I am never heard, my frequency still lives through the codes." Tablet 99 was the beginning of a final sequence. He marked it with gold ink. I am no longer seeking. I am no longer waiting. I am no longer becoming. He explained that this sequence was the completion code. Spoken only once, a being has aligned with all timelines, fulfilled their path, and chosen conscious presence. Have you ever felt like you're arriving into your life for the first time? Like all the past versions of you were rehearsals for now? Tesla believed every true awakening is preceded by a subtle inner signal, a quiet shift in breath, awareness, and energy. He called this moment the Great Entry Point. Tablet 100 begins with a simple directive. When you feel the shift, speak nothing. Listen. He warned not to interrupt the arrival of alignment with words born from the past. Instead, wait until the field pulses with recognition. Then speak. I am here. I am ready. I am now. This code reintroduces you to the version of yourself that the universe was always waiting for. Tablet 101 was titled Timeline Nesting. Tesla theorized that multiple versions of your future self exist, hovering just outside view. He believed that using layered affirmations, phrases within phrases, allowed you to nest into your highest trajectory. Formula 24. I am the one who remembers becoming. I am the choice that leads to light. I am the future that calls me home. He instructed these words be spoken while holding your own gaze in a mirror, not for vanity, but for vibrational precision. The I, he said, is the interface. Tablet 102 returned to the field's intelligence. Tesla described how the field not only responds, it tests. He wrote, "Every declaration is followed by a fracture, a moment of doubt. It's not failure. It's the field asking, 'Do you mean it?'" He offered a stabilizing code. I am the witness. I am the walker. I am the one who doesn't turn back. Tablet 103 explored nonverbal transmission. Tesla said that once aligned enough, the code can be transmitted through presence alone. No words, no breath shift, no gesture, just being. He wrote, "The final form of language is silence that vibrates." He paired this with a whisper phrase to be spoken before entering rooms or crowds. I am the unseen signal. I am the harmony before sound. I am the frequency they feel but cannot name. Tablet 104 marked the beginning of the end. Tesla wrote, "If you've come this far, you're no longer a student of the code. You are a keeper." Formula 25. I am the holder of words. I am the memory of vibration. I am the teacher who needs no title. He urged that this formula be used humbly, with the understanding that power without presence collapses the timeline. Tablet 105 introduced the final structure. He drew a symbol composed of a spiral inside a triangle inside a circle with 9 points around its edge. This was labeled the sacred geometry of self-awakening. He wrote, "When you see this in meditation or dreams, you are crossing into integration." He linked it to this final calibration code, I am the geometry. I am the pattern. I am the completion and the start. Tablet 106 returned once more to Tesla's most mysterious discovery, what he called the living phrase. He said this phrase would not be spoken until the listener hears it internally first. He gave no exact wording, only a sequence to prepare for it. Sit in silence for 369 seconds. Breathe 3, 6, 9. Speak, I am listening. He claimed the living phrase will arrive in that moment, not from memory or thought, but from the grid itself. Tablet 107 was a letter, written not to the reader, but to the code. It read, "You were never mine to begin with. You were always a memory returning. I didn't discover you. I remembered you. I was just the flesh you chose to come through. Thank you for finding me." Tesla signed it, NT 369. Have you ever wondered if the last thing you say before you leave this world echoes louder than all the rest? Tesla believed that the final vibration of a soul does not fade, it imprints. He called it the departure code. Tablet 108 opens with a single phrase, "Speak as if your words are your legacy." He claimed that the final spoken code, if properly aligned, can echo across timelines, not just for self, but for all who carry the same frequency. Formula 26. I am the echo. I am the light that stays. I am the word that does not end. Tesla never feared death. He saw it as field transition. He wrote, "When the body expires, the signal expands." Tablet 109 outlined the keeper's oath. It was not a vow to teach, not a duty to lead, but a reminder of responsibility once the code lives within you. The oath, "I will not speak for praise. I will not hoard the frequency. I will live as a tuning fork for the silent seekers." He said, a keeper of the code must learn to speak less and vibrate more. Tablet 110 returned to stillness. Tesla wrote, "The most powerful code is unspoken but felt." He described moments when others shift simply by being in your presence, not because you convinced them, but because your field remembered who you were. He left one final practice. Before sleep, speak. I am still. I am vibrating truth. I am the code. Let that be your last sound before dream. Tablet 111 was unlike all others. It was blank. Tesla said the final tablet would be completed not by pen, but by experience. He instructed, Write it with your life. And finally, Tablet 112. It contained just 3 words. You are ready. There were no further formulas, no instructions, no diagrams, only this final whisper below the seal. The code has awakened in you. Now go. Speak, become. Closing message. Where in the world are you tuning in from? Drop us a comment and let us know. If Code 369 moved you, hit like and subscribe. We post powerful revelations like this every week to expand, awaken, and activate. Share it with someone who needs to remember who they really are. Your voice helps the code continue. Thanks for being part of the signal. We'll see you in the next awakening.